Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. I have a guest. She's here again.
Hello.
Vanessa Blank. Vanessa, you are into survival, bushcraft, prepping, outdoor camping, all these things,
Yeah.
right? Right. So what I'm going to do today is, since you've been here last time, we got lots of new things. Lots of new things. Too many to show them here. But I've selected a few things that I believe could be interesting for your topic. And I would like to know your opinion about them.
I'm looking forward to it.
And we're going to do this quickly. So this is not going to be thorough. If you want to know more about individual items, mostly I have individual videos. But today it's just a quick shoot and try. All right, stay tuned. All right, so the first thing that I have is probably the most dangerous objects that you can simply buy on Amazon Germany.
Okay.
It's this steel baton.
What's that?
So I think it's really dangerous, really heavy. It's made from stainless steel, obviously. It has a vicious canting to the front. So I think that gives you an extra power if you hit someone with it.
Okay.
And, you know, it has these two ends. So you can, use it either way. And this prevents your hand from gliding down when you smash something with it. And this, of course, just increases the efficiency of this thing. So what do you think?
Very massive. So,
The only thing is I never understood why there is some kind of glide cream with this. So lubrication, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be on the end so it glides off a bald head.
maybe. I have no idea.
I don't know, we don't know. But we're gonna test if you can handle it right and if you can really hit something with it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, okay, so these are like floorboards. And I'm thinking you could try to see if this leaves a dent on those.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa! Wow! I really don't want to hit by this. Well done. Give it the rest.
It works.
Okay, next item. Okay, so the second thing that we have today is a new phone, a new outdoor phone. It's the Ulefone 18T. And so this is really a cool phone. I actually made a video about one of the earlier versions. I think it was the Power Armor 13.
Yeah.
And they have changed a few things. And normally I would say, yeah, it's not enough. And actually, they're not offering a lot of money. So the only thing is, this has a few features that I found so cool that I said, I got to check it out. So, of course, first, it has all the features that the predecessors had. So it is really, really solid. It comes with an indestructible case. The display is protected. And also it has a huge power bank built in. So I think this would easily last like 2 weeks without recharging.
Also in the cold months.
So I love that you can go, camping with this and don't worry about the battery.
Yeah.
Right? So this is sweet. It's a little bit thicker, but on the other hand, it's not only solid, but also the battery lasts forever. And then, of course, it also has a great camera, which I think in the outdoor, what I mostly want to do is taking cool photos.
Yeah.
So I'm not so much into hunting and killing animals, but I love taking photos. And then, of course, you need a great camera.
Yeah.
But those features already existed in the earlier version. Now the special new things is it has a built-in FLIR camera. So I'm not sure if you know what FLIR is, but it's actually a leading manufacturer of heat detecting cameras. So, and this is original FLIR and it's built in here. So if I start the FLIR app here, what I'm getting is, needs to boot up first. I see a picture of Vanessa in heat, and this would look exactly the same in the dark. So this does not need light, it doesn't even detect light. So, and if you saw her rubbing her hands, and then you can really see that it's warming up. And what I love so much about it, you can actually see that her coat works pretty good. But in fact, what I love so much about this is that it helps you finding animals in the dark.
Yeah.
And I believe that in camping it would be a great feature.
It's great. Many people write me that they are afraid in the night when they hear something, but they cannot find out what it is. And with this camera, they can just check and see, oh, it is a rabbit, it is a deer, and then they have no fear anymore.
And it's also great for hunting, like specifically if you're hunting for small game,
Yeah.
right? Which is usually what you do when you camp out there, you know. So just shoot a rabbit, and you would see it in the bush, even in the bush, in the night. And I think that's a great feature.
Yeah.
So I actually love that feature, and I don't know any other phone that has an original FLIR heat camera built in.
Me too.
So. And also, of course, it has a built-in microscope. So the camera does not only have like zoom features, but it also has a built-in microscope. And I love that feature because it helps me, like, for example, when I'm sharpening a knife, I can really have a closer look at the edge. I can also see how well the edge is polished, or if it's kind of rough still.
Yeah.
So this is what I love, but it's also super interesting to see like insects and so on, because you actually have a portable little microscope laboratory in the woods.
Yeah, that's great.
So I love it. I really have to say, and it's about, I'm not sure, maybe 700 euros in Europe. I put all the links down there for you. I can definitely recommend the phone, but there's one test missing. They say it's indestructible. We need to find out if that is true or if it's bullshit. And we'll do it slingshot channel style. Because what I built is, I built a slingshot rifle chambered for the Ulefone 18. I actually used this before on the 13 model, but because we need to take everything to the extreme here at the slingshot channel, I doubled up the rubber. What do you think about this, Vanessa?
Great, I want to try it out.
And I think we should turn the camera on when we shoot it up in the air.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so why don't you turn on the camera, or make everything ready, and I cock this thing, because today it's cold, so we need to be able to shoot quickly once we're done here. Okay, in a special way. Okay, but it's not going to switch itself off. And then we're gonna shoot it! Woo! Bombs! It's dug itself into the ground quite deeply. Is the camera still running?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it obviously survived. We cleaned it up a little bit. I didn't do a great job on cleaning up.
Yeah.
I should probably throw it in the dishwasher.
But there is no damage.
There's absolutely no damage. No, it's completely. And I think it's great for outdoorsmen, for craftsmen.
Yeah.
It actually comes with a carbine hook, so you can actually clip it to your belt or whatever, because this is a little heavy for pocket, I think. But I love this phone, and I think I'm going to be using it exclusively now until it breaks, which probably won't ever happen. You find the link to Amazon in the text description. Okay, Vanessa, what I also got for you is the new EK Archery Vlad crossbow, and I think it's the most advanced pistol crossbow on the market. Not only because it has a really big magazine with 8-shot capacity, but also because it is extremely compact and foldable. You get two bows with it. You get the 90-pound bow, that's really serious, but you also get an easier 60-pound bow with it. The red dot sight is included in the price, so it's also really affordable. But the thing is that if you want to take this out into the bush, it needs to be compact, because you can't really seriously, carry this along your backpack and everything. Now, first of all, what you can do with this is you can fold in the stock. So this, of course, reduces the size by a great deal, but that's not all of it. You can simply take a bolt or whatever pin you have and push out this little rod here, AR-15 style. Then you can clap this open, and with one motion, you can remove the front end and then the whole thing can be actually put in a briefcase.
Yeah, that's
See,
great.
this is the package size.
Now
This
you
is
can
all you need.
fix it at the backpack with the size.
And I think this makes it the ideal crossbow for survival and prepping and camping. Because actually there is now a video, and I put the link down there for you, for someone who took this exact crossbow and hunting a sizable hawk with it. In the US, of course, where it's legal because it's an invasive species. And I think this is super because it's not only strong enough for small game, but you can even hunt serious, big, larger size game with it. So I'm not much of a hunter, but we're going to put this to test. And I also brought some new bolts for you that are actually very important for this, because with the field tips that come with it, it's only for practice. If you really want to use it for self-defense or for hunting, I think the bolts make all the difference.
Okay, let's try it.
I brought the new Go Gun bolts, 4 different types. And those can be used for the Vlad, but of course also for the Stinger. So they are kind of universal for the small pistol crossbows. Not for the Adder, Adder needs larger arrows.
Okay.
So we got 4 different types. This one is actually the field tip, like a training, a practice bolt. And as you can see, it has a nice heavy tip.
Yeah.
And it also has an aluminum cap, like all of these arrows, for stability. And this is really inexpensive. You can get them for fairly cheap, like 12 arrows in one box. And those are for practice. Now, this here is already serious because that's a bodkin bolt. And I love the color, like the black and red.
Yeah.
I love it. And also what I love is the way how the bodkin tip is made. Because as you can see here, you got 3 edges and it's hollow ground.
Okay.
So this is for high penetration. This is for shooting against something hard. This will be having the best effect.
Okay.
But now it's getting more and more serious because this is a true hunting broadhead bolt. And as you see, it's razor sharp, very sharp. And also this of course cuts the way for the veins. And this is also the bolt that was used in the hunting video where the hunter was hunting a hawk with this, and it disappeared completely into the body of the hawk. And that is because the veins will just cut into the wound that's been cut by the broadhead already.
Okay.
So this just makes them really, really deadly. And this one is my absolute favorite because this is a war bolt. So this actually, it has a carbon fiber shaft, not aluminum. And the tip is actually a mix between a bodkin and a hunting broadhead. And this is actually what the Saxons used in war, just because this will penetrate through thick clothing and everything. It's very solid, it's hardened, tempered steel.
Okay.
And also, of course, still it will cut a wound that is really wide, causing maximum damage to blood vessels and tissue. So, and also, of course, it's not cheap. All right, then let's shoot for a little while. I'm going to show you how to do it first, and then you can follow up.
Okay.
Okay, first we switch on the red dot,
Yeah.
and then you press on this little lever here, and you swing it through, close it, and then you're ready to shoot. And bam. And if you want to shoot again, and so forth. It's actually fun. Really fun. Okay, machismo. Bang! Well done. Okay, so what do you think about the Vlad, Vanessa?
Yeah, it's really easy to shoot. Not so easy for me to handle because I have not so much energy actually, but the quality and how it works, really great. I love it.
And I love how compact it folds down.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
great.
That makes it really, really nice for camping and outdoor.
Yeah, that's a great option.
All right, next item. But also there is news from the 3D printing guys, because there's now a whole community that does nothing but making new versions of folding crossbows and so on. So this one is basically the same size as the Vlad. It's entirely 3D printed, and you can actually download the files for a small fee. And then you can also fold this down in a different way, but it works. You can also remove the throwing arm, but it's a little bit more complicated than with the Vlad.
Okay.
But the big advantage is that this uses exchangeable magazines. So I can just simply put the magazine in here, close it down, And if the magazine is empty, then I simply use the next one and put it in. So I love that. It's just like on a gun. And also this has rapid fire functionality, which I can also show you. I'm not sure if you can handle it, but we'll try.
Okay.
So you can cock this now the regular way, like you cock an adder, but you can also use the front handle.
Okay.
And then you cock it just like you would cock like a Winchester rifle, like simply like so.
Okay.
And then you can go ahead and shoot, bang, and shoot very quickly again. That's rapid fire. And you can even do this from the hip, of course. Bang! Oh. Bye-bye bolt. Fortunately, that's my woods there, so nobody will get hurt. Wow! That looked like super easy.
Yeah, it was easy.
Actually, I've never seen you cocking a pistol crossbow as easily as you did here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I think this is really the right one for you.
Yeah.
And also, I think that the magazine exchangeability really helps a lot.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, it's suitable for hunting, just as like the Vlad, but it's also really good for self-defense because of the high rate of fire.
Yeah.
Specifically on close distances where you can shoot from the hip really. So what do you think about it? Is this one that you want?
Yeah, definitely. It makes a lot of fun.
Okay, well you cannot buy it, but you can actually download the files. So, and then if you have a 3D printer, you can make one for yourself.
Okay, great.
I put the link down there for you guys. So Vanessa, as you know, I'm constantly designing new knives. And one of the knives that I'm currently looking at is a knife that you can legally carry in one of the no knife zones that we have in major cities in Europe now, specifically in Germany. So the limitation is that the blade cannot be longer than 4 centimeters. And so I've been thinking about, can I design a badass knife that is legal in these no knife zones?
Yeah.
And therefore I made this one here. As you can see, it has a very short blade, but the handle actually is made of steel and it's kind of a prolongation of the blade, while technically or legally it's not the blade. But if you have to cut something that is deep inside something else, you can actually hold it like here, and then you can use this as a blade extension, some kind of. But you can also flip it around and hold it like so if you need to lever something up, or if you want to use this like prying something open. And this is because this is not a box cutter blade, this is a 4mm blade, so it's really solid. So what do you think of it?
Nice one. I think this is the cutest knife I ever saw.
But it's actually practical.
Yeah.
Specifically like for carving and so on. For carving you don't need a long blade. Actually carving knives have very short blades. But I also made like a twin version of it as a folding knife. So this has a folding blade, so you can open it and it's locking, of course. And now you have 2 matching knives, one that folds and one that doesn't. And you can, of course, it's locking, so you can fold it down again. So this is the folding version.
Okay.
Both knives I made from scratch, just from flat metal, really.
It fits in every pocket. Great.
But I'm not sure. Do you think that I should take this into production, or is this just a one-of-a-kind piece?
Definitely. I think the people would buy it.
I'm not sure. Would you guys? I mean, would you buy something like this? Let me know in the comments. That would be great. Thanks. We have more knife stuff, Vanessa. So this one is the latest iteration of the reality-based blade, designed by Jim Wagner originally. But this is like, I'm a co-designer because I designed the blade for this one here. So this one actually is like a kukri knife, a mini kukri knife shape, blade shape. And I love it because it gives you something to bite when you cut something. It's really nice. And it's D2 steel, so it's really, really solid steel. And it will hold an edge for a long time. It's a locking one. Of course, it has a back lock. And it's EDC legal in Germany because this is not a one-hand opener. You have to open it with 2 hands.
Okay.
But I think it's a great EDC knife. Great quality. What do you think of it?
I like it. So you can never have enough knives, so.
That's for sure. I have a few hundred, but I need way more.
Okay. Yeah, it's small, but not too small. Also great for woman hands. Jörg has massive hands, me not. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, cool. So this will be in the store in about 6 months from now, I'm going to give them the green lights now, so production will start, and then in about 6 months, you can buy this at GoGun. So Vanessa, what I'm going to show you today is one of the biggest successes that I had last year. It's actually the PocketChete.
Okay.
You know, we had a limited edition of 5,000 pieces, and we sold all of them within 72 hours.
Great.
So they were all gone, and now they are highly sought after, and already the prices for used ones are skyrocketing because there will never be another production one. I never do this. So it usually comes with the 2 different sheath versions. This is to carry it in the closed condition, and this is to carry it in the open condition. It's very basic, high quality, but very basic. And now there's a fan base that actually is on Facebook in the so-called PocketChete Owners Group. And the PocketChete Owners Group, actually, there has people that have specialized in making alternative sheath versions for it. And I'm absolutely thrilled that we have these things made for my simple knife design. So the knife is sold out, but I can show you the sheath versions, and then I would love to hear your opinion about those. So this is my personal PocketChete. It's actually a pre-production prototype, and it still has the MiniAdder scales, not the G10 scales that we used in final production. And I hand polished and rounded them a little bit. So, and of course, this also was used for all my stress tests. So this has been going through hell and back. and I even put a new edge on it. But I love it because it's my workhorse. And what do you think of it?
It's heavier than I thought, but
Very
great
solid.
handle. Yeah.
Yeah, so and legal to carry in Germany. This is probably the longest knife that is EDC legal in Germany. So, and now the first sheath that I want to show you is made by Dennis Witt, and you can find him in the PocketChete Owners Group on Facebook, link in the text description. Dennis makes these from leather, and they're also handmade. And really, really nice. I mean, he makes them in all different shapes. So this is like a pancake holster. I can put this in and put it like on the small of my bag here. And so I love this one. But he also makes some for open carry. He even has one for open back carry, so that you can actually grab it like this.
Okay.
You know, so he has all kinds. But I love the quality of the handmade product.
Well, it looks really great. I love leather as a material, but I think it is a little bit too big for me.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I think it's actually fine. What do you think, guys?
Great work. So
Yeah, handcrafted. So if you want one, you can find Dennis in the PocketChete Owners Group. Text the link in text description. So the next one is actually made by Fabian Reh, another German fellow, and he's also in the PocketChete Owners Group on Facebook. And this is completely 3D printed, and of course it fits the PocketChete like a glove. It has a Molly-lock belt clip here, also 3D printed, and this is the open version where you can see the blade, and he also has a closed version of it where you cannot see the blade, but of course, and it's a little bit heavier, but it's 3D printed, so it weighs next to nothing anyway.
I like the open one where you have direct view at the machete. So they are simple but very effective.
I think so too. It's actually, I think if you have a PocketChete, you need both of these, and the leather one too. So again, all the links are down there. The next thing that I have is the Scuba Ringer 2.0. You know, we had an earlier model that actually worked really fine above water for training purposes, but we had a lot of scuba divers that actually used this thing heavily underwater, and we had serious complaints that actually made us taking the old product off the market and redesigning it so that we now have an Mk2, which is specifically underwater. It is much better because we addressed all the criticism. So this is the Mk2 Scuba Ringer.
Okay.
You hold this for me.
Yeah, of course.
Big differences is first, it can be disassembled quite easily, which is important if you use it in salt water, since then you need to take it, open it and clean it thoroughly so that it doesn't rust. Even though we try to coat all the metal parts in here, salt water is that aggressive, so you gotta clean it and you gotta oil it afterwards. And now it's easy to disassemble. That wasn't the case with the first model. Then we also had criticism that the power was not sufficient. Above water it was of course you know, really powerful and dangerous. But underwater, the reach of the arrows was very short, and the people wanted more power and more reliable functionality also. So we completely redesigned that part. Now the cartridges are 50% longer, so they have more volume. So this has more power. But also we are now using completely different arrows. We are now using arrows that are closed here, not open, and therefore we lose less pressure when we're shooting this thing. And also now these are threaded tips, so you can pretty much use any kind of fishing tip that is available on the market with a standard threading. And we even have a longer shroud here for, you know, using longer tips so that you actually don't cut yourself while handling it, because some of the fish tips are really, really hard. And this one, of course, has a lot of power. It's very serious. So for practice above water, you got to be really careful. You have to handle this thing like a firearm, basically, because it's that dangerous. Underwater, the reach is about 3 meters now, which is fine. This is the distance that scuba divers are looking for. Shoot away.
Okay.
Imagine that is a fish. Wow.
Aber wo ist der hin?
In die Scheibe.
Wirklich?
Ja. Schieß nochmal. Bang! We had some complaints that it wouldn't ignite reliably underwater, and we also found a solution and did the fix for the earlier version of the Scuba Ringer already. But to prove that it's now reliable, I'm going to fire both barrels in this here. Now I have to say that because for obvious reasons I can't put arrows in here, so these are just blank, means there's no arrow in the tubes. So this is just air shooting. And I'm now wearing a jacket for a reason that you will soon see. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, and it's raining again. So Vanessa, what do you think about this Scuba Ringer Mk2?
Great. I would love to try it out underwater, hunting some fish. So actually it's too cold, but maybe in the summer.
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to give you one so that you can take it home.
Okay.
And I recommend that you practice above water. And only after you're completely familiar with the weapon and feel safe with it, then you should go on a dive.
Sure.
And then test it out underwater first. And keep in mind, you cannot use this anywhere in the world, only where it's legal. And also, of course, you can use it like for shark repellent or something. But make sure that you are not breaking the law wherever you are.
Of course.
This is a complicated situation with... Okay, Vanessa, you're already holding the grayback bow. And that with the Fenris, of course. And that is because we have new arrows for the Fenris and also for the whip shot. One is equipped with a screwed-in bodkin tip, really, really mean. And one is even better because it's the EDC 200 arrowhead. And this one is special because it's a single bevel. This means it's going to turn itself into the target.
Oh, okay.
Kann das gute Stück mal und schießen. Jetzt machen wir noch einen. Den schieße ich mal oben links in der Ecke. So, und jetzt machen wir noch mal einen unten hin. So we also have kind of similar new arrows for the whip shot, which is the cheaper version of the Fenris, made by EK Archery. There the arrows have to be a little bit shorter, and also the EDC 200s do not fit because it's more tight. Therefore we designed the arrows here for the typical hunting broadheads, like with the razor blade. And but you can also get the screwed in bodkin tips for this one here. And I love this because it's compact, it's lighter, it's quicker, and it's also really, really effective. But of course they don't twist in the target. Well, as you see, I'm all by myself now. Vanessa and myself, we really filmed the nicest, cutest bye-bye scene that you can possibly imagine. Unfortunately, I messed up the record button, so therefore I don't have that scene on my card, but what I have is like 20 minutes of the camera lying on my kitchen table. In any case, I just found when I checked the material that you could really not see if Vanessa hit the mat with the Scuba Ringer, and because if she hit it, then the arrows completely disappeared in the mat. So therefore I decided to take it apart and go search for it and film that for you. So stay tuned. Hier sind sie. Sie haben tief eingeschlagen, also sie hat sie tief getroffen, aber sie sind natürlich trotzdem komplett in der Matte verschwunden. Ja, there they are. Ja, da sind meine beiden Pfeile. Sie sind natürlich noch intakt. Ich habe jetzt ein paar richtig coole Fischspitzen bestellt. Und ich bin im Moment auf der Suche nach einem Swimmingpool, wo ich die ausprobieren kann. Auch gegen ein paar Ziele und auch die Reichweite dieser neuen Pfeile und so testen kann. Da habe ich gerade einen Aufruf gemacht. Aber wenn ihr hier im Raum Odenwald, Heidelberg, Moosbach Zugang zu einem Swimmingpool habt, der mich mal einen Nachmittag mieten könnte, ich werde mich auch erkenntlich zeigen, großzügig, dann schickt mir eine Message an jsprave@makrosystem.de oder ruft mich an. Meine Kontaktdaten stehen alle in meiner About-Seite. Auch im Namen von Vanessa wünsche ich euch jedenfalls jetzt einen wunderschönen Tag. Ich hoffe, das Video hat euch gefallen. Thanks and bye bye. Okay, here they are, the 2 arrows that we got lost. And I have now ordered some really cool fishing points. I hope they will arrive soon. I'm also looking for a swimming pool here in the area to test them out underwater against hard and soft targets. I'm actually hoping that someone will let me use his swimming pool for enjoyment and tests. Anyway, also in the name of Vanessa Blank, I would like to say I hope you like this video. Thanks and bye bye.